Welcome to the Backyard Professor Responds videos. I'm going to offer tonight a retraction of something I said in last night's video in review of Skywatcher Part 2. I was under the impression the modules, I looked up what a module was, and it said a computer with a camera, and I did it in relation with Jake Barber's name and Skywatcher and UFOs, etc. And so I'm probably wrong, and I'll backtrack on that. I'll own it. I'll own it. I gave wrong information, and I apologize if I misled any of you. I just want the truth. And but what I'm not going to backtrack on is my other claim, which I also made an error that is actually, unfortunately, from my stance, more egregious about how Skywatcher handled this part 2. Now, this is not a devastating critique. What they're doing, let me reiterate, I didn't emphasize this enough last night. I'm on their side. I don't think they're fake. I get it. Some do. I don't. I want them to succeed, but I want it credible. My analogy for tonight is just as in the Super Bowl. Your favorite team goes out there and plays the first quarter and doesn't do so well. Part 1 and 2 is Skywatcher's first quarter, but that doesn't mean the game's over. That doesn't mean they're losers. They're in the Super Bowl here. So I'm still cheering them on. I said I was going to give them a year, and I will. They said they needed that time. I'm not against that. I'm not writing them off, but they didn't have a real good first quarter. We know they can do better, but I also misstated something else. I said they had 100 videos. I said they saw 100 different, not 100 different types of videos, but they've had multitudinous recordings. Now, again, we don't know what length. You know, some of them that they showed were really quite distant. That's all good. I'm not criticizing that. They did try to do close-ups. That makes them fuzzy. I'm not criticizing them about that. Now that I'm out there with cameras and my night binocs and all that, I am beginning to grasp that this is not just a simple point, click, shoot, record, and ta-da, you've got something crystal clear, like when you're taking a picture of the family at the family reunion. That is not how this works. That is not how zooming in on something works. That is not how it works. So I'm all good with that too. What they're doing is laudable, in my opinion, but they can improve, and I hope they do. Allow me to share just a small part of a clip that I think is critical. Now, this is the gentleman that I am criticizing somewhat, because he is telling us more than showing us. My suggestion would be, please, in the modules, don't make those just papers to read to us on screen, showing someone reading about the different types of you. Please don't do that. Please show the videos, the whole length videos. I'm very dissatisfied with clips, and I'll explain why. And well, I'll say it right now, and then I'll get to this clip. The reason 3 to 5 second clips do not work in this particular setting, because of the mission of Skywatcher, is because I've watched a few other reviews today at lunch, on my lunch hour, of other channels who are reviewing this Jake Barber Skywatcher Part 2. I'm reading the comments. There is a lot of criticism. Part of it is they told us about the sorties, the different events. They only showed 3 to 5 second clips. And the argument is they're not UAPs, they're balloons. Balloons aren't just always round, you guys. but they exhibit characteristics of balloons. Why give the critics even that opening when, if you've got the video of calling them in, and it doesn't matter if it's an 18-minute video, we don't know how long they were in the sky either. They never even hinted at it. They might have flown around and buzzed around for 18 minutes, maybe for 4 or 3. Putting the full video while someone is commenting is the vastly superior way, in my opinion, to shut the critics up. Now, I know you're not here to shut the critics up. I get that, but you have to, because the other team is scoring touchdowns against you. So that means you have to score back, in my opinion. Why give them any score at all is the question. Establish rock solid base of credibility and bona fide reality. You can do that with these modules if you're doing it right, and even up into part 3. But the first quarter is beginning to get over, and second quarter is coming up, and you're behind. You gotta hustle, in my opinion. You're doing great, but not good enough. And I know you can improve, and I hope you will. I'm rooting for you. I'm trying to give you ideas to do it. Oh, and by the way, I was going to open this video with congratulating Patrick at Vetted, but I just now remembered Jake Barber called him and invited him out to the desert for an experience. Way to go, Patrick at Vetted. Yeah, he's a decent channel. He's good. I like him. I watch him as often as I can. So yeah, that's big news for him. Yes, I told him, have fun, take some good video, and don't you dare chop that up into 3-second units. We want the whole thing. Do it right, Patrick, and I trust you will. I trust Skywatcher will begin doing it better also, in my opinion. Let's take a look at this clip that I think gives us the basis for, quite frankly, I think improvement is absolutely called for here. It must happen. Let's listen to this gentleman. He's a good addition to the team.
No, our data is broad daylight, often well lit like this, maybe in a desert. Data that's very viewable. We've had over 300 sorties now of UAP incursions into our airspace where we're.
That's the part I wanted to correct myself on. I've been saying 100. They've had 300 sorties. They're very successful at using what they colloquially call their dog whistle. It's some kind of it's a 1.6 gigahertz something or other, or a 4.8 gigahertz. It's some kind of an electronic instrument that is very, 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 very successful at bringing in the UAPs, and they've been using it a lot because they've had 300 sorties come in. Now let's find out what he means by sortie.
Working.
Can I quickly interrupt? A sortie, just for the benefit of the audience? That's an individual flight over that you tracked with your sensors.
Yes.
Is that accurate?
Yeah, so I call a sortie when we have an observation of a class of UAP moving through airspace. That class might be in a flock. We've seen flocks of up to 20 plus. And we also have singletons that move through. Like today we had 2 class 7s move through. So each one by itself would be a sortie.
So here's my humble and serious suggestion. While he's telling about that, they saw a group of 20. Please include that full video of that in a module. Establish your for real. I really hope you do this. You have to do this. You've get 300 sorties. That's impressive, man. No joke. That's seriously good. This is exciting on this angle of it. But while he's talking, why didn't you show that here early on in part 2? there's no reason not to include the video, so far as I can tell. I get it. You want this peer reviewed? Yes, I love that approach. I want you to have it peer reviewed too. But there's nothing wrong in showing the video in this series of miniature docudramas while you're telling about it. Don't just tell us, you gotta show us, is my sincere request. And so it becomes a criticism because there's too much talking and not enough video. Sincerely. So I hope you will extend that into the modules so that each class, I would suggest, I get it, perhaps you're thinking that the public can't focus or concentrate more than 3 or 4 minutes, then ignore those. That's their problem, not yours. You need to establish credibility with the rest. I hope we see modules of each type with at least 10 minutes each module. I get it. That's 90 minutes. I know. An hour and a half. Yes. There are YouTube channels out there who do 4-hour podcasts, and the audiences love it. This particular subject, I would suggest, is worthy of at least a 2-hour podcast. Give us your commentary. Get us into the story with you. Give us the commentary of what you're seeing in the module and how it's moving, and oh wow, that's weird. And if you see something different, not only in the video, if all of a sudden it stops and jets straight up and then comes back down, or just hovers or whatever, and your radar is giving something really odd, please have the presence of mind to also be videoing the radar at all times, the video at all times, and your interaction with it, your impression of it, your surprise at seeing the radar do something weird, etc., while we're watching what the radar is doing, and you explain what that means, etc. Man, I hope that's how you're doing the modules. Please, for your credibility, please do it that way. I get it. You're not beholden to me. I know that. But I can guarantee you your credibility will arch upward. You'll score some touchdowns with a lot more people, which I'm assuming is still your goal. I don't know. If you're only doing this to appease a government agency or the professionals, I get it. You have to do that, but don't make the public third. We're your jury. We are the public, not the government agency, not the scientists. They're your peer review. We're the jury. Are you the real deal or not? We're the jury. So give us the goods while you're explaining, while you're showing it, while you're integrating it in with what is actually happening with you, so that we can live this with you through your excellent coverage. That is what I am sincerely hoping for your modules. Now, you probably won't see this video before you do the modules. You might already have them done, but I'm suggesting as a help to you, this would be more powerful than what you've done so far. In the spirit of being helpful and cooperative, I believe this is the road to go on. So that's my Backyard Professor response. Good job so far. I gave you a C- last night. I'm going to stay with that. I'm almost tempted to give you a D now that I realized I even misstated the number of only 100 when you've admitted to 300. You're busy. That is sensational. But that means you're even showing less than what I thought. That's not good. You gotta score. Do it. Do it. I have faith in you that you can and will, but not in August, September, or October. Right now, April. You need to score now in order to maintain our interests. I'm just trying to help, I promise. So anyway, thanks for watching my BYP Response videos. I will be back with more as I find it. Congratulations once again to Patrick of Vetted. You rock, dude. Go, man, go. Get good sleep and take lots of video. See you soon, you guys. Have a great night.